How can nonprofits truly flourish in a world of constant change? I'm your host, Avery Wade, and today I'll share with you the key findings of my Capstone research project titled Strengthening Donor Loyalty, Adapting Retention Strategies for Nonprofits in an Evolving Philanthropic Landscape. In essence, my research focuses on donor retention strategies within nonprofits that work to increase donor loyalty and long-term giving. This is critical for sustaining future organizational growth and ensuring financial stability in a competitive philanthropic landscape. Using KidSmart Tools for Learning as a case study within this project, a proposed communication plan for this organization explores effective methods to enhance donor relationships, which in turn work to establish greater nonprofit sustainability. The nonprofit sector is a cornerstone of social justice, addressing issues ranging from environmental sustainability to human rights. There are currently over 1.8 million registered 501c3 organizations in the U.S. that play a vital role in providing needed services, enhancing public engagement, and strengthening community bonds. Within this vast industry, donor retention is a key focus, as nonprofit organizations depend on financial support from foundations, corporations, private individuals, and government funding to fulfill their important missions. Recently, increasing political polarization, shifting tax policies, funding cuts, and overall economic uncertainty have put a strain on nonprofit organizations, as well as their donors, and many of these issues push NPOs to secure more private donors and diversify funding to remain afloat. Understanding how these issues affect the nonprofit sector and adapt to an ever-changing landscape is crucial to building sustainable organization with a lasting donor base. According to Nicole Friedland, President and CEO of the National Alopecia Areata Foundation, there's been some proposed budget cuts taking away charitable deductions to health nonprofits. So there's a lot of risk right now, but not a lot of clarity, like how much of it's going to go through. Now that said, I've already talked to colleagues who get a lot of government funding that they're already doing layoffs, so it's quite sobering. These events have pushed nonprofits to attempt to diversify their funds, Friedland's organization included. Over-reliance on government funding poses a significant risk, as uncertainty surrounding the current administration's funding priorities continues into 2025. Patty McCormick, Senior Director of Programs for the National Kidney Foundation, stated in a recent interview, "There's a network of Medicare-affiliated agencies called the End-Stage Renal Disease Network, and we partner with them in various ways on a number of projects, and they've been affected in that their DEI staff have been let go. There's a very strong equity focus in disease because it affects people of color and lower socioeconomic status disproportionately. So we've seen their operations be hamstrung in terms of the gag order, not being able to communicate with their constituents." When asked about financial trends, Patty stated, "The risk that's always been with our dependence on pharma funding is that if the economy takes a hit, those funds go away. So I think diversifying has always been a goal of ours. At the local level, that's almost all relationship-based, as you can imagine." During this time of uncertainty, donor behavior is also affected, but historically, this is not a new phenomenon. Donor behavior is heavily influenced by current events such as elections, economic shifts, and social movements. Events like the COVID-19 pandemic and political instability in 2020 significantly impacted giving patterns, and similar uncertainties in 2025, like funding cuts and changes in DEI priorities, may cause further shifts. In response, nonprofits must focus on both acquiring new donors and maintaining existing relationships through personalized, transparent communication to build trust. The U.S. donor base is diverse, with the average donor being 64 years old and giving about twice a year. While individuals make up the majority of donations, a small group of major donors contributes most of the revenue. However, micro-donors, giving $1 to $100 typically, are declining, making it vital for nonprofits to engage younger donors who represent future major givers, as the current major donor population ages. During 2020, nonprofit organizations saw a 21% increase in online donations. Attention shifts to obtaining and capturing younger generations as donors. Flexible online giving options such as giving clubs and social media fundraising have gained a significant amount of traction in recent years, especially for those who want to feel a sense of community. Monthly giving is particularly popular among millennial donors, as 40% of them donate via monthly giving, and donors who give monthly donations tend to give 42% more than one-time donors. In the United States, over 69 million, or 20% of the population, is part of Gen Z. Of that population, 61.1 million are social media users. According to a report by the Lilly Family School of Philanthropy, there is a need for adopting technology-focused tools that adapt to younger generations where they're already present. Now that we have an understanding of the current philanthropic landscape that nonprofits are facing, let's learn a little bit about my case study organization, KidSmart Tools for Learning. KidSmart Tools for Learning is a St. Louis nonprofit providing school supplies to students in need, with a goal of raising about $2.6 million annually and serving 90,000 students in need. KidSmart Tools for Learning relies on individual funding, both large and small. It currently offers well-developed programs for volunteers, seeing about 4,000 annually. It offers donors unique opportunities such as in-school distribution visits through its On-the-Go program, and hosts several events per year, including spring and fall fundraising events. Despite having a successful track record of in-person experiences for donors and volunteers, KidSmart will need to improve its digital communication strategies in order to reach a wider audience of donors and retain them. KidSmart currently has a head-of-the-class society program, offering events and benefits to those who give at the $1,000 level and above annually, but no official program for smaller and more frequent donors. As for an evaluation of KidSmart's outward-facing platforms, on Instagram it currently has 1,082 followers and a relatively low observable audience engagement. On Facebook, KidSmart has 3.2 thousand followers and moderate observable audience engagement. On LinkedIn, KidSmart has 575 followers with relatively low observable engagement. It also seems KidSmart's website is currently out of date as of 2018 and requires updated SEO efforts and improved design in order to increase user engagement. KidSmart also does not currently have a TikTok account. According to a study by Bonterra, for most organizations, a healthy overall donor retention rate typically sits at about 35 to 45%. New donor retention rates typically sit about 18.5%, and an established donor retention rate should sit at about 58.2%. For KidSmart, its overall donor retention rates are steadily increasing, currently sitting at about 41%. The established donor rate is also increasing, with a current rate of 58%, just slightly above the average. The new donor retention rate is currently lower than the average at 15%. One of KidSmart's nearby competitors, Ronald McDonald House Charities of St. Louis, offers a designated page on its website that features a giving club with different levels of giving from $15 to $85 monthly, offering explanations of what each level gives to a family in need. The NPO's website also includes a Get Involved page that features options to volunteer, donate, prepare a meal for a family, and an option to join the Red Shoe Society. The Red Shoe Society is Ronald McDonald House Charities' young professional group. Currently, KidSmart Tools for Learning does not have an outwardly promoted giving club that many NPOs offer for the mid-level or microdonors, nor does it feature a young professionals group. This is an important oversight to correct during the rise of microdonors and younger donors looking for ways to participate in philanthropic endeavors. In order to address these issues, I've created a two-step communication plan for KidSmart. KidSmart will need to create donor-centric programs that appeal to a younger audience in order to attract and maintain donor relationships. The proposed strategy is the launch of two KidSmart programs, KidSmart Learning Leaders and the Heart of KidSmart Giving Club, leveraging the November-December holiday season to promote giving. The KidSmart Learning Leaders program is KidSmart's young professionals group that will launch via social media and email campaigns, ending in a launch event. The Learning Leaders program will engage developing leaders in the St. Louis community, honing their skills in professional development, philanthropy, and social engagement through various events, subcommittees within the organization, volunteer opportunities, and philanthropic involvement. The monthly paid membership program will work to form a deeper relationship with young working adults within the St. Louis community, keeping them engaged as donors and creating the stepping stone of potential growth into major donors, or even board members over time. The Heart of KidSmart Giving Club is a monthly giving membership designed for change makers who want to make an impact on their terms. This club offers flexible giving levels as low as $6 and as high as $35 that empowers members to support the KidSmart mission in a way that fits their lifestyle, while still remaining connected to the organization and understanding that their gifts make a lasting impact. Members of the KidSmart Giving Club will also receive a number of perks, such as school visits in order to see the mission firsthand, and impact reports to understand how their gifts are being used. This program will also launch through a social media and email campaign. The target audience of this communication plan is Gen Z and millennial social media users ages 25 to 44, who are corporate employees seeking philanthropic engagement and looking to become more involved with their community, or more socially active. Because there is a significant difference in the characteristics and lifestyles of younger individuals in this category versus the older individuals, the KidSmart Learning Leaders Program will appeal to those ages 25 to 30, and the KidSmart Giving Club will appeal to those 31 to 44. Both clubs will allow individuals to become involved at a consistent donor capacity, with a mutually beneficial relationship between organization and donor. The tactics used for this plan will include updating the KidSmart website with pages dedicated to each program and to a new KidSmart blog, offering mobile-friendly giving options, as well as updating SEO elements. In order to launch the 2 monthly programs, KidSmart will promote them via social media campaigns that offer mission-focused and donor-centric content. Additionally, e-blasts will be sent out regularly to inform individuals about KidSmart news. For the Learning Leaders Program, a launch event will be held with a celebrity guest to attract attendees. The overall goal of this communication plan is to create and maintain monthly donor relationships in order to expand KidSmart's donor base, increase the new donor retention rate by introducing a greater number of monthly donors, and increase donor engagement through greater presence on online communication channels, and through the establishment of 2 new programs in order to develop greater financial stability within the organization. This communication plan has 3 communication objectives. 1. To increase KidSmart's new donor retention rate by 5% over a 6-month period by engaging potential and existing donors with personalized communication and impact reporting that highlights the tangible outcomes of their contributions. 2. To achieve a 20% increase in engagement over a 6-month period with donor communication strategies such as social media posts, mass emails, program memberships, and the KidSmart website. And number 3, to grow KidSmart's donor base by 10% over a 6-month period through targeted outreach and campaigns, including social media, email newsletters, and events that effectively communicate KidSmart's mission and impact. As mentioned, the audiences selected for this project are Gen Z and millennials ages 25 to 44 living in Missouri with an income of $50,000 to $100,000 a year, active on social media, have some interest in giving back to their communities and getting involved in community groups. For the sake of creating a greater appeal for KidSmart within this group, 2 age-based subgroups have been identified, those who are ages 25 to 30 and those who are ages 31 to 44. The following target personas have been developed for the purpose of understanding the socio-demographic and psychographic aspects of the 2 audience subgroups. The first is Philip Philanthropy. Philip is a single 26-year-old business analyst and part-time master's student in St. Louis. His interests include social justice and environmental sustainability. He's a bit worried about the current political climate and is cautious about what organizations he's giving funding to. He is most active on Instagram and TikTok, spending 2 to 3 hours on each platform per day, but often finds himself on LinkedIn because of the company he works for. His corporate team often volunteers through work team building events. Philip has found it difficult to get involved with the community lately and is looking for ways to give back as well as become part of a social group. Philip typically learns about nonprofit organizations through Instagram stories, via LinkedIn, or through shared posts from his friends. He engages with the content that he finds entertaining, informative, or visually appealing. Philip's current giving habits include small donations here and there to local nonprofit organizations through mobile-friendly options. He values transparency from the organizations he supports, which is why he often opts for smaller NPOs that can offer more customized donor communications. The next is Vicky Volunteer. Vicky is a 41-year-old marketing professional and mom of 2. Her interests include volunteering with several organizations throughout St. Louis, current and future marketing trends, getting involved with her children's school programs, and making a difference in her community. She feels optimistic about the current political environment and does not worry about potential economic issues. She has recently decided to give away some funds to charitable causes and has been looking for ways to give to nonprofits on a more structured, automatic basis. She feels that a lot of bigger organizations she volunteers with lack transparency about what programs her funds are going to. She tends to choose organizations that offer up-to-date impact reports on how her funding helps those in need. Because of her marketing background, Vicky notices a lot of details that other potential donors may not, such as marketing tactics used by nonprofits to solicit donations. So she values organizations that offer a genuine and honest approach to fundraising in their communication pieces and personal outreach. Vicky spends about 1 to 2 hours on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and checks her email several times a day. These personas are more than just profiles. They're tools. They guide every decision in the communications plan. When crafting a social media post, we ask, would Philip find this engaging? When designing a giving option, we ask, does this fit Vicky's lifestyle? By investing in research and creating these personas, KidSmart can move beyond generic messaging. They can speak directly to the needs and motivations of their target audience, building trust and fostering long-term loyalty. Based on current research, the following social media channels were selected for this communication plan: Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and LinkedIn. According to Campaign Monitor, email marketing is essential to develop a loyal donor base, expand reach, and drive more donations. Therefore, this communication plan will also feature frequent e-blasts. In terms of the KidSmart website, a much-needed update will take place that includes adding pages with information and links to apply to the Heart of KidSmart Giving Club and the KidSmart Learning Leaders Program, a nonprofit blog, and give pages that are quick and easy to navigate on mobile devices. As stated in Forbes, a well-designed website allows visitors to connect and understand your mission. It's also an opportunity to engage potential donors and encourage them to support your organization. Additionally, in 2023, 79% of marketers claimed that blogging was their most effective content strategy. Local news media will also be utilized to publish an event press release, as well as potentially cover the KidSmart Learning Leaders launch event. Local news channels are a great way to get the word out about current events and project news of KidSmart to a wider audience, gaining awareness. So what about measurement? To support the goals of this communication plan, KidSmart will track progress using key metrics over a 6-month and 12-month period. New donor attention will be measured through Blackbody Tapestry, KidSmart's donor database, aiming for a 5% increase, bringing the rate to 20%, above the national average of 18.5%. Donor engagement will be assessed through social media analytics, likes, comments, shares, etc., and website metrics, such as click-throughs, donations, sign-ups, and blog interactions, with a goal of increasing engagement by 20% in 6 months. KidSmart will also track a 10% increase in overall donor count over 12 months. Additionally, surveys will be distributed to members of the Giving Club and learning leaders to measure satisfaction and renewal likelihood. Ultimately, the communication plan we've discussed today isn't just about attracting younger donors. It's about investing in the future of our nonprofits. By understanding their values and creating meaningful ways for them to connect with our missions, we're building a foundation of loyal supporters who will champion our causes for years to come. The strategies outlined for KidSmart offer a framework, but the core principles of knowing your audience and engaging them authentically are universal. Further recommendations I have for nonprofit communications plans are to create a detailed content calendar, know what you're saying, when, and on what platform, and make sure that you have compelling creative materials that match your message and branding. Visuals, videos, strong writing, it all matters. Thank you for exploring the crucial topic of nonprofit sustainability with me, Avery Wade. If you'd like to delve deeper into my research, you can request the full document using the link below. Here's to building stronger, more resilient nonprofits together. Thank you for listening.